Hey everybody, we are at a really exciting project, a new landscape design and installation on the shores of Lake Michigan by Leland, Michigan, up in the Leland Peninsula. For those of you that know Michigan, that's up here in the pinky. And this is a really cool project. I'm excited to show you guys through the befores where we're just painting it out and kind of laying the whole project out and all the way through to finish completion. So let's dive in. Jack here, we're on site. The project seems to be coming along really well, so we're excited about that. We're going to be diving in here later this week, hopefully starting to get the first pallets and loads of stone and everything delivered. Wanted to introduce you guys to Mike. He's going to be the head supervisor and foreman on the project here from True North Landscaping. He's got a tremendous amount of hardscape and landscape experience and stuff. And we've just walked through the entire project and the entire plan and everything like that and painted a lot of it out. So we thought we'd take you guys through and show you what we've got painted out so you can sort of visualize the different shapes and sizes and things and where we're at. So here I'll walk you through the hardscape a little bit. Right off of the driveway we have that straight 5 foot wide walkway. Travertine here will be about that wide, coming straight into what is now this sand pile, straight through here. This whole area is a planting bed. We pick up this doorway with a few large pieces of flagstone off of that travertine walkway, but it won't really be a major hardscaped landing or anything like that. Travertine walkway at approximately 5 feet comes out to here and then 90s. So at 90s, we'll center that up right on the door. That 5 feet will run about 8 inches wider than the door itself. So it comes out right here and let's see, roughly I'm gonna just show you what that looks like. So that's about as wide as that walkway is, coming straight out 90s and runs over to the driveway. At the point where that 90 takes place out here, there'll be a flagstone walkway going off this way. So this flagstone walkway is a lot more casual. They'll have a moss joint, moss ground cover all through here, and will come right over the septic. On this side you can see we've got this patio landing off of this doorway and the walkway going back. These will all be at the same grade as that flagstone and everything like that, and this grade is right here. So there'll be a step up into this doorway off of this travertine landing and travertine walkway. There will be no step from the walkway to this landing. It will be all one grade, right?
Continuous.
Yep. Yeah, it's continuous. Then over here, this other patio space we've got painted out as well. This is about a 23 by 23, right?
Yep, correct.
23 and a half, 23 and a half. We have enough room to work with that and wiggle here. We could come out just a little further this way if we want to with this patio. But the first base wall, you can see we have drawn in here with some boulder work and wall work. We kind of walk through how this is going to be. This first wall will be about 3 feet high, and the travertine patio runs to about this line here. From here, that staircase comes up. First flight of stairs we're seeing being about five to six stone steps, comes up to here. Flagstone walkway over into here. Another flight of stairs up, maybe three, 4 steps, probably 3. Another kind of flagstone landing. And off of those sets of stairs is where we'll have some really neat boulder work and walls peeling off to make those tiers to make sure we retain all this slope and everything like that. We have a little bit of a radius, as you can see right here, to the front of this patio. And then over here, I think we are gonna probably have to take this hemlock out because the patio comes right up into here in the corner of it. But right about where these sawhorses are would be where we could work in that counter and outdoor kitchen space. As you can see, it's snowing out right now, so it's cold up here today, but nonetheless working out really, really well. As we come down, and I've got the walkway really flaring out this direction. So the grade is really easy to work with here as we flare out this way toward the driveway. And Mike and I just figured out
I like being
the walls,
part of it, you know?
the heights of these walls and things like that. To retain this bank right here, we'll have a 3-foot wall and another probably 2-foot wall, 2 to 3 foot wall. That'll be much, much shorter, kind of right where Mike is standing there will be the end of that second wall to retain this corner. First pull. First pull. Came right out of my hand. So at the moment here, we are getting in this stone staircase, and I'm here on site with the team, digging out and roughing out some things for another wall over here going in. Stone staircase is starting to be shaped and go up, and as these walls go in, the land and everything is getting shaped and the beds are being created. I haven't designed any of the plantings that go in here yet because it's got to take shape organically like this. We got to feel and see what the site, sort of comes up with, and then once we get these all done and all these tiers built, then I'll be able to see what kind of space we have and everything to design the installation. But really cool. So I'm just working this super small little tucked in wall right here to retain a little bit of soil from washing down onto these steps, and we'll kind of keep working our way up with all these little eyebrow walls. It's really turning out sweet. Like 1, 2 more big guys here, and that's it. Then this wall just sort of, falls apart into these boulders, and the slope just slopes down and connects to this slope. And the poison ivy just comes right up.
Yep.
All right there, hey everybody. A little update here on the Leland project on the shores of Lake Michigan. It's a beautiful day in May, and things are rolling along really well. The Hardscape team has built this entire back staircase concept and all these walls, and it's really kind of ready for the next phase, which is irrigation, soil amendment, and planting. So the construction of the walls and all this hardscape went really, really well. Really happy with the way that the flagstone work and the staircases all sort of melded and blended together really well. We've got sleeving and conduit underneath here and everything to be able to run all of our lighting and irrigation very easily around to make sure this is all real well covered. But my favorite feature of this entire staircase is how we worked this really cool little bench into this space. So we extended out this flagstone landing between these two staircases here just a little bit to be able to pick up this nice spot. And the view, I mean, it's just unbelievable looking out at Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lake Shore and you know, and Lake Michigan. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. And I really like tucking these little spots like this into landscapes, and this one turned out really nice. And then the way this big huge stone is tucked in here, it almost begs for you to come out, stand on the end, and you know, just leap off like an eagle. But I'm not going to do that. Yeah, like I said, this is, you know, really quite nicely cleaned up and graded. This is, you know, very, very rough prepped at this point, but prepped out for this nice travertine patio that will be here. And it's, you know, we're getting to the point when we can start to sort of visualize these spaces and paint them out and everything like that. So this next phase here will be to clean up that whole lower level, get that all graded. And as you can see, we are literally working on a sand dune. It is sand as deep as we can dig, and so there's some challenges with that. There's also some great benefits to it. So with our base, for all of the stonework and things like that, we're using a product called Gator Base. And it's like a rubbery foam product that comes in these big square pieces that interlock all together. And it creates a really, really strong base, and it eliminates about 8 to 10 inches of compacted gravel and makes a really strong sub base. So we're using that because it'll float really well and work great with this sand base that we have here. So as rough as it looks down there, all we have to do is get that all cleaned up, get it graded to and compacted to our base, put a little bit of stone over top and then that gator base, and those big large patios that go down there will be able to be installed. So we're getting pretty close to that point. A couple of the guys are out front setting some of the walls by the garage and building those out in the same style and fashion with these really, really big chunks of outcrop limestone, and then building in with the smaller wall stone as well. And the idea, I think I mentioned this earlier, the idea was to sort of mimic and mirror a lot of the work that was done on the foundation. And I think we're accomplishing that really, really well. It feels like this stone, the color, the style, the type of stone being the same as the home. It really feels like the landscape is an extension of the house, and the house is in harmony with the landscape. So super excited about the next phases here, getting some plants in here, and really softening up all this space. All right, hey there guys. We are back out on site on this awesome, epic, incredible job in Leland, Michigan. And it's an exciting day because it is plant layout day, finally, install day. The hardscape is pretty much done. And everybody's kind of chomping at the bit to get this one done, myself included. So I'm out here today to lay it all out. And that's my favorite thing to do. We got a massive plant order delivered today. Like I said, all the shaping and construction is pretty much done. You can see these really beautiful walls and staircases all built in here. Love the way it ties into the foundation of the house, and the gas lanterns are all on right now, which is sweet. But the irrigation guys are trenching and getting all the irrigation in over here yet, but where they have finished on this side, we're right, you know, on their heels. So we got all the plant material delivered, and we're just starting to get laying out. I'm placing some of the bigger shrubs and stuff like that. All the trees are in already. So trees are in, irrigation's in, lighting is in. We're now placing all the shrubs, then all the perennials, then we'll light mulch again, fertilization and everything like that's going on, and then all the ground cover. And as you can see, there's a tremendous amount of ground cover. You guys know I love ground cover like crazy, and this one is ground cover city. Huge amounts of beautiful, beautiful ground cover here. Lots of different thyme, mosses, which is beautiful. It'll fill, spill, do its thing. Got some beautiful product here. Ronia, pines, packy, dogwood, some peonies here. Everything looks really good too. Lots and lots of ferns and a stilby, which I love. This is a cool dwarf cotoneaster. Real natural, playful kind of landscape here. Lots and lots of ground cover, ground cover, ground cover. We've got some dune grass here for good reason, because we're literally right on a sand dune here. But this is kind of the last element of the hardscape that's got to get finished off here. This pathway has just got to get tuned up, leveled out, cut in, and finalized. That we'll go through here. This is a really cool mossy, this is all a planted joint, all planted moss out pretty far. This big broad sort of moss path through here and wraps around to the water side. Like I said, all the hardscape is already in and done. This travertine is looking stunning. There's the surround sound is all in and installed. You know, everything underground is in for irrigation, lighting, sound. So now we're working our way up and out with plants. So this is an exciting day for sure. These guys are bringing back some hydrangeas and stuff for me. This is a dwarf firelight hydrangea from Proven Winners. This is a killer hydrangea. Awesome genetics right here. And this bed right here in front goes like this. I'll show you guys. Simple. There's a hedge of these firelight hydrangeas, and then a hedge of this beautiful Russian cypress. So the firelights go along the back, Russian cypress in the front, dots of a little bit of some creeping thyme toward the front of that and everything for some fragrance and for some fill. And that's the design of this particular bed right here. But lots and lots of different diversity and things going on throughout all of these tiers. As you can see, this big wild looking spaghetti of drip irrigation all over these beds. And the reason that we did that, the reason that we're going with drip to slowly saturate and soak all this plant material, is if we did pop-up spray irrigation on all these, because we're right here on the lake and we get so much wind all the time, all that water every night would be blowing and soaking all these windows and soaking the house, and it'd be a constant mess to clean all the windows and have to wash all the windows and wash the house down and everything. And so by having this drip and everything, it'll keep everything much cleaner. So I'm super excited about that being all in. It looks kind of crazy right now, but once we get it all planted and mulched and everything, you'll never see all this irrigation. So these guys are digging down. We've got some sleeving and stuff like that to finalize and get the irrigation all finished up. But we're getting close, and as soon as they're done, I'll be right on their heels laying all this stuff out. And up through here, again, more stuff to lay out and soften all these spaces. Right now looks like a tremendous amount of hardscape, and it is. You know, this is all about patio living and outdoor living here on Lake Michigan. Beautiful site. but we'll soften it right down, mellow it right out with all the plantings. And so as you can see, some spots of the landscape are still a little bit tore up and bombed out with the irrigation still going in. But these guys, they pretty much have everything in. They just have to get all their heads in, bury this all in, regrade, clean it up so I can come in and lay it out. So big day here today. We'll take you guys along for the ride as I lay this one out and then install over the next couple days, and it's gonna look unbelievable by the end of the week. All right, guys, so it's been a little bit since we've done an update back on this project here, but this is it. It's all planted and pretty well finished up. Incredible project. It's been a total honor to do this one, and it's gonna be fun to walk you guys through now here today. Just love the way that this one came together with all the trees and plant material kind of, you know, it's only been in for a few weeks, but it's already starting to just sort of naturalize and fill. You know, these hardy geranium or cranesbill already starting to find their place. We'll go through a lot of these cool plantings and stuff as we tour around right here today. But a couple things over here I wanted to show you. Not only do I love the way all the hardscaping came out, but these gas lanterns are so cool. It's kind of a blustery, you know, cool, cloudy day today, and these just make the whole property glow with that flickering light. And at night, those with all the landscape lighting and the uplighting on some of these trees, it's just really magical through here. Another cool element is my brother and I were here a couple of weeks ago. My younger brother, Emery, amazing craftsman and woodworker. And we built these awesome panels here, those surrounds to hide the air conditioning and the generator. Really beautiful charred cypress, and I love the way that looks. Kind of warm tones of the wood and the cypress with the black trim and everything on the house. But I'll show you guys a little more of that detail as we wrap around this side of the house, because we've got the outdoor shower that we did in that same finish and same detail. Here the travertine finished out and looks awesome. All the plant material and ground cover, this will fill out, and all this different ground cover will fill and be solid here. Within a year, there won't be any need for any mulching or anything like that. All these beautiful perennials, you know, gonna definitely get bigger and fill these nice masses. Really cool drifts of different things. In here, in through this flagstone pathway, I've got some Irish moss planted, which is awesome and stunning. You can see it's already starting to send little teeny pups out and spread there a little bit. This Irish moss will fill, look at it going with all these little pups. It'll fill in a little bit, but when I come back in another week or so to wrap up the last final details on this one, I'm gonna bring some sheet moss from the forest locally to fill the rest of these gaps in with some native moss. So this is all gonna be moss, this whole path. Mosses with the Irish moss too, which is pretty and flowers white and stuff in the spring. But look at the way these ferns have already started to just really look so at home. This is called Lady in Red. You can see the red kind of tone to the stems. As these get more mature and bigger, like next year, these will be, you know, a good 3 foot, beautiful arcing fern. But the stems stay this like burgundy red, super pretty. But this is the outdoor shower. Really proud of the way this turned out. We dug, you know, down a good 3 feet in concrete for these posts, so there's a lot of windage here, but this baby is solid. and then, you know, cut the stone around them and everything. And this is that Japanese style charred cypress. We built the panels in my brother's shop and then charred the cypress with a big, huge, massive propane torch. You got to be careful doing this because you can definitely go a little too far. But we charred the cypress all out, then you light sand it just a little bit, and then boiled linseed oil is the finish we used on this. So totally natural finish, very, very easy to maintain. Once a year, just another little coat of linseed oil. You can rub it on with a rag. You can get it on your hands and things like that. It's totally organic, and I just really love the way this turned out. Super cool feature there. Nice little spot to rinse off and get the sand off after a day at the beach. So the other thing we did since we were here last, my brother and I built this deck at the top of the staircase that goes down to the beach. And that turned out really, really nicely there. Needed something, you know, before there was just a staircase up. They actually built this staircase before the house and everything because the property owners owned this property, and they would just come out here to use the beach and things like that for years before they actually were able to build here. So the staircase came up and it was very, very unfinished. So we built this deck to finish this out. I've got to finish this space here with some more flagstone. Like this element right up here, it'll be flagstone, just like that. Stairs, another flagstone landing there. So we're getting close. We're getting very, very, very close. The other final sort of finished element for the landscape is around the hot tub. This is a temporary tub. The tub that is coming is just a little bit bigger, and it sits back in this corner tight. And then we're doing that same burnt cypress finish for this really cool staircase system that will surround the tub. It'll have stairs coming down off of these two sides and a little stair going up on those two sides. So the tub will look really, really built in and custom. There's some subwoofers and speakers that are built into that whole staircase system, lights, and my brother Emery and I will be installing and building all that in the next week or two. As soon as the new tub comes in, we'll be putting that all in, which will really finish this all off. We got a few more little fine detail plantings to do up and through here, some more ground cover to put in to fill in some of these empty spaces. I've got some things flagged and stuff like that, you know, lots of little notes all throughout the landscape where I still have things to do, but all in all, really proud of the way this one came out. Beautiful, beautiful home, beautiful landscape right here on the shores of Lake Michigan. And I love my job. I love what I do. Hope you guys have all enjoyed this little video tour through this epic project here in Leland, Michigan. Be sure to subscribe, click that bell and everything so you get notified every time we post an awesome video of some project wherever we are. And hope you guys all have a great day, evening, whatever it is. Cheers.